Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a makeup tutorial. I know I haven't had one in a while and I wanted to use this backdrop again because I don't want to let it go to waste just on the last video, which was the BoxyCharm video. But I do have a tutorial using a lot of new drugstore products, and some are like new that they recently came out and some are new to me because I recently bought them and it's my first time trying them. So I am very excited to be trying and playing with these e.l.f. little bite-sized palettes, which are only $3. I will be using 3 of the palettes just because it's my first time using them, and there's a specific one that I want to save for another look, but these are the ones I will be using today. Surprise, surprise, you guys know. These are $3. I just can't stop saying that they're $3 because they're so cute. The formula is actually really nice. So that's what we're playing with today. We're playing with a lot of other new products like these Pixie Glitter Palette, ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. This is my first time trying this, so that's why it's new. These are new e.l.f. lip glosses, or they're called lip lacquers. The new Camo Concealer Sponge by e.l.f. Clearly, I am loving e.l.f. There's a lot of e.l.f. products here, but this one, oh, I was so excited to try this out. There's an eyeliner, a new eyeliner as well. It's the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner. I don't know if this is like super recent, but I saw it in Target and I really wanted to try it. So that's what we're doing today. Alright guys, jumping right into the tutorial, I am going to start off with my e.l.f. matte and poreless putty primers. I always like to start off with the matte one and do a thin layer of that wherever I get super oily, which is normally my T-zone area and the apples of my cheeks, and I do a very thin layer. Then I like to go in with my poreless putty primer and apply that where I have the most pores, which is also my T-zone area and my cheek area, as well as kind of like where I apply my highlighter. I just tend to have the largest pores there, and I just blend everything, and as you guys can tell, it doesn't look like I applied a lot of primer. Now we're going in with the foundation and my absolute favorite sponge, which is the Real Techniques Miracle Face and Body Sponge. This is jumbo, like it's a huge sponge, and I'm just going to apply a dropper of this foundation, which I'm really enjoying the coverage. It's lightweight. I would say it is full coverage, but at the moment, you guys saw my skin, I have a lot of like acne, a lot of little little red dots on my skin, which is from other like older pimples that are starting to get better. So I'm going to go ahead and do another like half a pump, mainly on my cheek area, which is where I need it the most. I need a little extra coverage in that area, and it still doesn't feel heavy. It didn't get cakey. It doesn't feel cakey on the skin, and I've done like 2 whole droppers when I want like a really extra full coverage look. And I just go ahead and blend that out nicely. And now moving on to our concealer. I am trying these 2 products for the first time. I'm so excited for the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge, and I'm excited to try this concealer because a lot of people said it was very comparable, like a good dupe to the Too Faced Born This Way, which is one of my absolute favorite concealers. And honestly, based off my first try, I really don't think it's comparable. This one it has coverage, but it gives you more of a glowy look, and the Too Faced concealer gives you more of a full coverage look. It still gives you somewhat of a glow, but it has way more coverage than this one. But I did like the sponge on this. Like, the sponge is so nice to blend concealer. It's the perfect size, the perfect fit for under the eyes, on the eyelids. I really like this sponge. I will definitely keep using it. Now I'm going to set my skin with the Maybelline Fit Me powder, which is Drugstore. This is one of my favorites from the Drugstore, which is why I chose to use this one for this look, because I don't have any other new setting powder. And I'm just going to take my Real Techniques powder powder sponge, sorry. This is specifically to set your skin to apply powder. It's a microfiber velvet, like a microfiber velvet sponge, and I love it. I use it to set my skin with loose setting powder all the time now. It's literally the only thing I use. And then moving on, I'm going to set the rest of my face because this loose powder, I only used it where I apply my concealer. This, using my Moda brushes, I'm going to set the rest of my skin, and it's such a lightweight, very, very finely milled powder that I like so much because now I don't feel like my skin is like super heavy or it has too much powder, because it's just so lightweight and it just lightly sets my foundation, which I love. Now moving on to bronzer, blush, and highlighter. I will be using this palette for all three products. That is why I love this palette. It's super affordable, $9.99, and you get three amazing products because this bronzer is one of my favorites. Again, using my Mola brushes. I love these brushes as well. I was trying to keep everything even brushes affordable. They do have these brushes at Walmart, in case you guys are wondering, or if you would like to check out their site, which you can use my code MakeupByMisela to save 15% off your order. As you can see, this bronzer just goes on so nice. It blends beautifully. I'm going to squish the brush to do a light contour on my nose. Now moving on to the blush, which is my favorite. I really like these because they have a very soft formula, but they have a really nice sheen to them as well. They're not just matte, but they're not too shiny and like too glowy. They're just perfect, and it makes me look like I have a really nice glowy flush on the skin. Now the highlighter in this palette, I mean, if you guys haven't checked out this palette, you're definitely missing out because the highlighter is popping. So pretty, super glowy. It's very like highlighted and beaming. I absolutely love this palette. Definitely recommend it. Now we're going to set our face with this Milani Make It Last setting spray, and then I'm just going to fan my skin just for a quicker dry. I really like this fan. I got it on Amazon, and it's just a little handheld fan that you can charge. And taking a sip of coffee for a little break. All right, moving on to the eyes. I'm going to start off with this palette and this shade. I'm going to apply it on my crease, blend it upwards, and this is going to be our first transition shade. I normally like to use 2 or 3 transition shades, combine them all together. And this is such a nice color and such a nice transition. I really like it from this palette. Moving on to the deeper shade in the same palette, I'm going to deepen up that crease and kind of use this as, you know, combo of our transition shade. It's really pretty as well. The formula on these eyeshadows is really nice. I like that they're pigmented, buttery. Now from this palette, I'm taking the reddish shade, the matte shade, and I'm going to start that off on the outer portion of our eye, and then start blending upwards and to kind of like half of our lid, and then dusting off the excess or the fallout. Now taking this blending brush, just blending everything together. I always like to tell you guys that I do the blending step after, you know, all the shades that I apply, just to blend everything as I'm going and not wait till the end to blend everything together. This darker shade, I'm applying it in the same spot I applied that red shade, removing the excess and going back in with the blending brush. You know, the process, just keep doing it over and over again. Going back in with this eyeshadow, I'm applying it in my lower lash line, the reddish shade. It's super pretty. And then I'm going to take the light brown that we used, the first shade, as our transition, to blend that out so that we can have a really nice, not smoked out, but a nice like blended out look to our lower lash line. Now going in with the shimmery shades from this really pretty palette. This is probably one of my favorites. I'm going to apply that as a base before we go in with our glitter. And I'm just taking these eyeshadows with my finger because that's my favorite way to apply shimmery eyeshadows. And I feel like it's the best way to get the most, you know, bang. And then going in with the shimmery shade from this palette, I'm applying that color as my inner corner highlight, and it was just really pretty. It added the pop I wanted. Now from this Pixie palette, I'm going to take this pinky rose gold glitter and start off with this, apply it with my finger, and blend it. I will blend it a little bit up, and then I will blend it to the sides. Now taking a brush, because I felt like it wasn't like fully going on in the inner corner. Sometimes it can be hard if you have fat fingers like me to get in that inner corner and blend that glitter out nicely. So just take a small brush. Now moving on to the brown glitter, I'm just going to apply that to the end of the pink one just to kind of give it that gradient look. Taking some tape, I am going to try and remove the most amount of glitter fallout that I can, but it ended up being a lot, and I ended up with going in with tape a lot, so I had to apply concealer again. Now that I cleaned that up, we're going to go in with our eyeliner. I'm super excited to try this one. This one's new to me. As you guys can see, I barely opened it for this look. And it's really nice. It's super lightweight, the actual eyeliner, that I feel like I don't have to put so much pressure to draw the line. And it just goes on so effortlessly, so seamlessly. I really like it. It dried matte, and you guys can see I went over the eyeliner and it worked like beautifully. Now going on to the lips, I'm taking these e.l.f. lip lacquers, this NYX lip liner in the color Nude Beige. I'm going to line my lips, and I'm going to outline them a little bit outside of my regular, lip line, just to have a little plumpier lip. I'm also going to lightly fill in the outer parts of my lips just to get that more defined look and to give the illusion of bigger lips. Once I'm done lining my lips, I'm going to go in with both of the e.l.f. lip lacquers. The first one is in the shade Fantasy, which is this nice like goldy peachy shade, and you do have to dip in the wand a couple of times to get a nice layer, a nice coat of lip gloss. But I mean, I don't mind. These are only $3, so that's super affordable. And then I'm also going to apply a little light coat of Bubbles. This is such a pretty color, and I like to wear this one on its own whenever I just want a little something on my lips so they won't be dry or look dry. These are just the perfect everyday lip glosses, and they're super affordable. Alright guys, what did you think of this look? What did you think of the tutorial? I really like the look. Let's do a quick little overview of the products. This, I'm going to start off because it's a hit and miss. Love or hate. I definitely have to try it more. Of course, these new products that I'm just trying, it's more of a first impression type of deal. But I don't know, you guys probably won't be able to tell, but my chest is covered in glitter, little glitter flecks, because the moment I went to apply it, it just falls everywhere. This is definitely a product that I would have to apply a glitter primer prior to applying it on my eyelids, just because it's not like the other formulas that I have, like in a beauty creation palette, where you tap it on and it doesn't move. You might get like one or two little glitter flecks like down here, but this was crazy. Like I had to like take it off with tape a couple of times. I even had to reapply concealer just because it was looking a hot mess from all the little tape I tried to use to remove the little glitter flecks. And you can probably still see a bunch underneath. So although it is absolutely stunning, I use the two top shades and it glitters beautifully, and some are left. It has a lot of glitter fallout, so I would definitely next time use my NYX glitter primer to solve that issue. I also did kind of like set the glitter with eyeshadow, and I noticed that helped stop all the fallout. So if you just apply it and don't put nothing over it, then you're going to have fallout. I just set it with like the same color that I put on my lid, and that I feel like it did the job, and it actually like blended the color nicely. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that on this because it's important. I like this Pretty Fresh concealer from ColourPop, but I feel like I have to try it a little bit more. It reminds me a lot of the NYX Born to Glow concealer, but a lot of people compare this one and say this is a dupe for the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I don't really feel that, because the Born This Way has more coverage. It gives you such a beautiful coverage under the eyes. It's lightweight. It's not glowy, I would say. This one I feel like gives you a little more hydration and glow under your eyes. Not shimmery or shiny, But definitely if you want a full coverage, you would have to layer some of this product. Other than that, it's just like a nice glow underneath. And it has hyaluronic acid, which is something that gives you moisture and hydration to your under eyes, which I love that. So yeah, I will just keep using this a little more and work with it with different foundations, different powders, and all that. Next, we have the foundation. This I have been using. This I couldn't wait. It has become my absolute favorite foundation. I haven't talked about it on here, which is why I wanted to use it today. So it is fairly new to me since I bought it recently. And this is in the color Natural Beige. It's a Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Lasts up to 24 hours. Haven't necessarily tested that, but I can attest to it being long lasting if I apply it super early in the morning, take it off past midnight. It's long lasting. 24 hours, I haven't worn it for that long. It is mattifying. I like that it's a soft mattifying effect, in my opinion. It doesn't leave you super flat and dry and like the matte dried up your skin. It gives you such a nice matte look to where you don't have to apply so much powder. And it also says it's like it gives you a second skin effect. I definitely feel that because it's not heavy at all. And I normally take one pump of the dropper and just apply it on my skin, and that's enough. Although right now I did do a little extra on my cheek area just because I have a lot of acne, but it covered everything up nicely. You guys can see I have kind of like a little bump right here. Obviously it's not going to cover the bump because it's a bump, but it covered the redness nicely. So I like that. This has become my favorite foundation. I think I've been using it for like 2 or 3 weeks maybe. So that's that. The eyeliner, love this stuff. Okay, here are some swatches I did. It's the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Eyeliner. It's really, really lightweight. Like, it feels like you're like, okay, this weighs nothing. Feels a little lighter than a pencil. But I feel like that's what helps you get such a clean, crisp line. Very thin. It doesn't go super thick. And if you put more pressure, nothing like squirts out. No, wrong word. It doesn't like gush out. Better. Like other eyeliners, when you put a lot of pressure, you get more a product, and sometimes that creates like a super huge thick line. That doesn't happen with this. Okay, got it together. That doesn't happen with this, which is something I really like. It dried to matte. It's not shiny. It doesn't have a sheen to it. So that's something I really, really like. I will definitely keep using this because I like the wings it gives me. And since it's so light, you have so much more control to just like lightly do the line, and it just like glides on. You don't have to like press it so hard to keep getting product. I'm loving this. I will keep using it and let you guys know in a future favorites. These e.l.f. glosses, their new lip lacquers, I think they're $3 or $6. But I'm pretty sure it's $3. In another video, I think I said it's $1. I was wrong. I think it's $3 or $6. Between that, that's affordable. $3. They're really good. I like that it gives you such a glossy look without giving you that sticky or super thick formula on the lips. The only thing I will say is that you have to take it out a couple of times to like coat your lips, especially if you have bigger lips. You will have to take it out a few times. But I mean, for the price, they're really, really good. They're definitely worth checking out. Really, really like them. And then this e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. Oh my goodness. I bought this because I kept seeing I Love Sadae rave about it, and I was like, okay, let me give it a try. I love it. I love it. It blends out the concealer so beautifully, but it doesn't absorb so much product, so it doesn't take the concealer away. It really blends it nicely on the skin. And once you wet it, you just have to wring it out once and it's done. Like, it feels not dry, but it feels like everything is wrung out, and you don't even have to squish it that hard. It's super bouncy. It's super bouncy, and that's what I like about it. This is worth checking out. I think this is $6. Super affordable. Love it. And yeah, that's basically it for this little rundown of little mini review on the first impressions of these products that I tried. You know, the other things, my lashes are Ardell Wispies. Brows are e.l.f. brow pomade. Everything I'm telling you guys is Drugstore. Powder, Fit Me. My Maybelline. Even my setting sprays were Drugstore. Wet n Wild Cucumber and Milani Make It Last. I just have this baby one, but I also have a full-size one. So, yeah, overall, I liked all the products that I tried. The only thing that was like, is this, that I definitely will use a primer next time. So, other than that, I recommend the majority of the products that I use. Well, everything, actually. Specifically this palette, which I know isn't new, but it's so, so good. This is a palette I use to do everything. Bronzer, blush, highlighter. Look at that highlighter. Like, look at that highlighter. I don't really care about the texture. I have texture. It's nothing I can do about it to where the highlighters that I use won't look this way. But I mean, it still looks beautiful. Like,
my texture looks so glowy and so beautiful, right?
So yeah, this is a Physicians Formula Muru Butter Glow Face Palette. And I think this was $9.99 or $11.99. It's still, in my opinion, super affordable because you get 3 different products. 3. And you have this nice, sleek, small palette. It doesn't get in the way. It's nice. It's perfect for travel. You have all 3 products. You're good to go. This is a really good palette. Love it. Recommend it. Definitely 100%. And yeah, that's basically it for this rundown. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. I can't talk. It's the heat getting to me. I appreciate it very, very much. And like always, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.